I didn't want just to make another boring pen holder, so I made this. Let's get started.
I started off by going through my scrap wood pile. This is where I found these 2 bits of wood, and I thought, oh, that would be quite a good contrast between the 2 shades. And obviously they would just come off a pallet, so to start off with I had to trim both sides just to make them nice and square. And then as soon as I was happy with that, I gave them a quick sand. And now I'm trying to work out how thick to make my squares. And as you see, I went with 6 centimeters. That way I cut off the damaged part of the pallet slat there. These originally were on a very small pallet, and I just trimmed off with a circular saw off the slats. So, and they had been run through the thicknesser in the past, but they've just been sat in my store here, and I never got around to doing anything with them. There's a straightening jig, as you just seen me use for straightening these out. I have got a video on how to make that on my channel. And this is where I forget to turn on the video camera, so here's me pretending to cut them again. After a bit of messing around, I've worked out that I'm going to put the hole in at 1 centimeter. So I'm going around marking all of the blocks of wood. There's a broken one there that I'll have to glue in a minute. Annoyingly, with this breaking, that I had to leave this to the side for a day, so I came back to this one later, but I cracked on with the rest of them. The stick or the dowel that I am using for this is actually an ice lolly stick. I say these after my boys have an ice lolly, so that way I can use them for projects like this. And quick sand to remove any glue marks, and then I don't think it's really noticeable now. So now that they're all onto the dowel, I thought it'd be a good idea to now give them a quick sand like this so they're all together. Now just having a look to see how much space I've got. So what I'm doing is moving one of the squares around and marking where the cut-off points are to work out how much space I actually have. And then I go with the 25mm Forstner bit for the next hole. I don't really have any more space, but you could quite easily do this project with bigger squares, so then these holes could be bigger. Just doing a test run now just to see how it looks. And there you go, that looks pretty good. So I cracked on and did all the others. Now using the drill bit again, so just putting a center mark in. And then back over to the drill press. And now onto a bit of hand sanding. Now I'm just organising them into a pattern, checking sure that everything's happy with the process I want to put them in. Again, over the hand sander again quickly, because there's quite a lot of saw marks on the edge of these, where the hand sander didn't quite work as well as I hoped. But then again, look at that, there's the working there. And then I was going to use the original board you saw in this video earlier at the beginning. But then when I was actually having a sort out, I came across some more oak whiskey barrel lid wood that I'd actually run through the thicknesser beforehand. I don't think I used it on a video. I think it was just something I ran through when I was using the thicknesser in the past and then didn't actually do anything with it, which I thought actually I should probably give this a go and will look a lot nicer than that bit of pine I had. So now I've brought it over to the actual top sander and quickly make use and remove all the marks that I had on the edges of the wood. A lot better than me trying to do it by hand.
I'm now at this point and I'm trying to work out what to do. I found some more oak whiskey barrel lid that I'd already planed, so it was already pretty smooth. So I'm thinking that's what I'm thinking about using. But now I'm wondering, is it too fat, or would you use the same wood? These are just slats I cut off a small pallet quickly with my circular saw. It has some great colours in there. I have no idea what the wood is. Came from the same pallet. There seems to be two different colours. Will it look too different using this on here? Should I be trying to glue up a slab of this stuff and then using that? Or I thought, oh, maybe I should try using a bit of the offcut as well. Maybe it's worth raising it slightly in the middle so there's a bit of a gap. Can't work out what I should do. Trying to go something with a bit of a different contrast in colours. That's why I was thinking maybe this piece of oak. But is it too different? Is it too fat?
So I've decided to raise it up slightly by using that little bit of offcut. So I'm just measuring here what the gap is for the bit that would be covered. When you spin it round, when it's spun round like the steps sort of look, which is, it was 2 centimeters. So now just marking the middle of that and we'll drill a hole so it's directly in the middle. And then I cut it on the bandsaw off screen, and now again finding the middle of this block, and want to make sure I don't drill too far through because I don't want to go all the way through. And now test fitting it, I could find out the length of the dowel I needed, so then quickly I just went onto the bandsaw and cut it down. Now I've just glued the dowel in place and straightening up this small bit for the bottom and just glued that in as well. So finishing off with a bit of hand sanding, and then the next day I came in and onto sealing it. I went with Danish oil. Now just look at that colour come in. Look at that. Some nice action shots here. It's added some great colour to these boards. The issue I had here is that these triangles, I just didn't have enough of them, so I get quite inventive of how I applied finish to these. But I ended up doing some wiping them off, as you'll see in a minute. Just can't believe how nice the colours in the wood come out after adding Danish oil. And then I'm going back and wiping it off. Oh, look at that. Look at the colour.
I've now given these 2 coats of Danish oil, and did you see the colour pop? Like how good this looks now. I know you're dying to see what this looks like, so let's start building this. I want to end up with this being on the top. So we're going to start off with the lighter colour wood and just slowly push them along and down. Obviously some of this Danish oil has gone down the holes, so it's made it a little tight getting it on, but it shouldn't be an issue. Just keep pushing them down, and look at that, it's starting to take shape. And you ready? Ready for the last one? And I'm not sure what's happened. There's now a little bit sticking out the top. It wasn't like that originally. The only thing I think of being is at the moment we've got a heat wave here in the UK and it's extremely hot in my shed. So the only thing I can think of is that the wood shrunk slightly, meaning the dowel has poked out the top. But the question is now, do I trim it off, resand the top and seal it? Or do I just leave it? Because over time it will expand and shrink. Let me know what you would do down below. But now, look at this. See this nice pattern between the wood? And then I'm sure you want to see what this looks like. So you can use loads of different methods of techniques when you want. So at the moment you can have them all in one row like that, just to hold one pen and a pencil. But the great thing about this is that they move. So we can spin them around, have 2, 2, 2, and 2, like that. If you wanted to, so you get that sort of step motion going all the way up. And again, like that. But if you did it something like that, you don't really get so much of the support. So the method of what I was thinking we'd do with this is we spin them around. So we're using the step motion again, but you spin all of them around one by one. So it looks a bit like that, and they've got each one's got a second support. So you can put your pen in there, put your pencil in there. Got a fat marker, we can put that one in there. Got another pencil, put that in there. Like that. Now look at that. If you enjoyed this build, let me know down in the comments. What should I build next? Keeping in the theme of sorting out my desk. So we've done the laptop stand, we have done the headphone holder, now the pen holder. What should my fourth item be? Let me know down in the comments. With this being so unique as it is, I think I could quite easily sell this between £20 and £30, just due to it being so unique. And it's not just what a bog standard pencil holder with a couple of holes in it. Let me know, what do you think? And will you be making yourself one of these? If you enjoyed this video, I've queued up another video I think you're like just here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.